This is the Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson Show, where all are accepted and none are rejected. We're so lucky we have Mrs. Gretchen on our show. You want to tell us what church you go to so the people out in TV land can come and visit your church service?
Yes, Albert. I attend the First Church of Christ Scientist in Hemet, California. Our Sunday services are at 10 o'clock, and Sunday school is also at 10. We have Wednesday evening testimony services at 7:30, and all are welcome to attend.
Do you have an affirmation to teach the kids to say no to drugs?
Yes, I do. I'd like to read from the Bible. 1 Timothy, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers, in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." And from Psalms, "Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace." And from Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy, "Drugs and inert matter are unconscious, mindless. Drugs, cataplasms, and whiskey are stupid substitutes for the dignity and potency of divine mind and its efficacy to heal. We need a clean body and a clean mind, a body rendered pure by mind as well as washed by water." These citations from the Bible and Science and Health show that as God's child, I have the power and the right to say no to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco.
Thank you. That was beautiful. You want to give us a testimony on how your child was healed through prayer, through the study and application of Christian Science put in practice?
Yes, I do. In Christian Science, we are taught that God always cares for us, protecting us from harm and supplying all our needs. As the Bible says in the beautiful 91st Psalm, "There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet." An adder, by the way, is a kind of poisonous snake. What a beautiful promise of protection that is. But in order to feel God's care, we must open our hearts and our thinking to God and try to do what He tells us. Sometimes His thoughts come to us as if someone were speaking out loud to us. Sometimes they come more quietly, as new ideas that we hadn't thought of before. But either way, they are the angels that have charge over us. On page 581 of Science and Health, Mary Baker Eddy defines angels as God's thoughts passing to man, spiritual intuitions, pure and perfect. We know that the angels are always there, but we must listen in order to be able to hear them. I would like to share an experience that my daughter had when she was very young, perhaps 3 or 4 years old. This experience taught me something about listening and angels and God's care. My daughter Heather had been having a problem with earaches, and although the problem seemed to have cleared up, I noticed that she often did not hear things. Sometimes when I called her name, she didn't know I was calling her unless she happened to see me. The children used to like to listen to the sound of my watch ticking, but Heather could not hear it now. One cold, windy spring day, Heather wanted to play outside. Her inquisitive little brother did not want to go out, which was most unusual for him, but I was just as happy to have him indoors on such a chilly day. I bundled Heather up in her jacket, gloves, and knit cap, and out she went. After maybe half an hour, she came running back in, saying, "Mommy, there's a rattlesnake in our yard." She didn't seem frightened or particularly excited, just interested. I thought she might be playing a game, or had perhaps seen one of the harmless snakes that sometimes visited us, a gopher snake or perhaps a king snake, and I didn't pay much attention to her. but she insisted, "Really, Mommy, there's a rattlesnake in our yard." Until I finally decided to go out and see what she was talking about. She told me just where to find it. I went and looked, and there, sure enough, was a baby rattlesnake. Heather had never seen or heard one before. How could she have known what it was? It was only a foot long, brightly colored in black and white, not dusty brown and gray as rattlesnakes usually are. If Heather had ever seen a rattlesnake on TV or in a book, it would not have looked like this one. It was really quite beautiful. It had no rattles on its tail, only a single button on the tip, which never rattled once as I removed the snake from the yard with a large shovel. When I went back inside, I asked Heather, "How in the world did you know that that was a rattlesnake?" And she answered, "I heard it rattle." I thought about that for a long time. How had this child, who couldn't hear my watch ticking or my voice calling, hear a rattlesnake that could hardly rattle? There were no dry leaves blowing in the wind that might make a rattling sound, nor were there any toys in the yard that could do that. What did she hear, and how did she hear it? And then I knew. Heather had been visited by one of God's angels, and she had listened and had understood, and the angel had kept her safe. Perhaps her little brother, too, had been listening to an angel thought when he had decided to stay indoors, for he certainly would have tried to play with the snake if he had seen it. On page 585 of Science and Health, Mrs. Eddy gives us the spiritual definition of ears. Not organs of the so-called corporeal senses, but spiritual understanding. After this incident, Heather's hearing was soon back to normal, but her real ears, her spiritual understanding that let her hear the angel message, had always been perfect. I am grateful that Heather had been learning in her Christian Science Sunday School class how to listen to God and how God cares for us. And I am grateful that we can always rely on God's angels to protect and guide us.
Thank you. That was beautiful. I praise God with all my heart to thank God for infinite blessings I have received and will receive through the power and wisdom of love and God through Christ Jesus. I give thanks to God that I can say no to drugs, racism, smoking and drinking, or anything that would limit me from expressing my highest sense of good from God. The Bible tells us from the book of Psalms, Toby, "Bless the Lord God on every occasion. Ask him that is your ways may be made straight, and that all your paths and plans may prosper." And from Prose Works by Mary Baker Eddy, the discoverer and founder of Christian Science, God gives us his spiritual ideas, and turn they give us our daily supplies. Never ask for tomorrow. It is enough that divine love is an ever-present help. And if you wait, never doubting, you'll have all you need every moment. Let us open this healing service with singing A Grateful Heart, and let's start with the music.